15, I never heard of Gloria. But when I met Gloria, you'll never forget Gloria. And she is the reason and the only reason why I do what I do when I come and support NAMI. A lot of people will say that they have a recovery story, right? But I have a why I do what I do. And I say, and I've said to myself many a time, why do I keep doing it? Why do I keep coming? Why do I wake up in the early morning and go out there and have fun and just cheer people on and get people motivated and get them encouraged to come? You know, I started back in 1997. I just aged myself, by the way. But I started back in 1997 at the Arizona State Hospital, working the units. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's a really hard place to start, right? She's shaking her head over there. I didn't want to work there. I needed to work there. It was a means of resource. I had to have a job. I had to have a job. I had to provide for the family that I was starting at the age of 21. Long story short, because she didn't give me a time limit, but I did want to talk about the awesome job that everybody does here. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason. Like he came up to me earlier and he was like, "Hey Freddie, when are we going to do kickball again?" People know me from kickball. People know me from Copa Health. People know me from Beacon Group. People know me from working out in the field. Currently, I'm one of the employment specialists for Beacon Group, but I also work for Copa Health as their on-call weekend scheduler and trainer for like the past 9 years. And I love working for the P&Os. If you don't know what the P&Os are, those provider network organizations that provide those resources. But to the point of what we do here at NAMI, yeah, I am NAMI. I will say that I am NAMI. I have no issues, no concerns about saying I am a proud individual that provides and volunteers my time when it comes to NAMI. See? And I know. And I don't have to be a peer. I don't have to be a member or a client. I'm an actual individual who actually cares. I want to give back. And what I do is, I don't have those financial means to give, but I give my time. And that means a lot. Thank you. I love that when you shake your head. Thank you. Round of applause. Round of applause. You know, our time is precious. And my thing is when I'm on that stage and I'm there to entertain or I'm there to just let you know that it's okay. It's okay for at least that 1 hour, that 2 hour that you are walking or that I'm raffling things off and giving free things to people. Rogelio just told me earlier, oh, my kids loved it when you gave them free things. Who doesn't like free stuff, right? I always say this, and then I'll just get into a quick rendition of my why and what I do, is that I love the fact that with NAMI, it's not always a service. When you work in the field, it doesn't always have to be something that you pay for. It can be something as easy as a community resource where you're like, hey, I'm going to put this awesome prevention plan together so that when you're discharged from the hospital, you exactly know the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of what's going to happen if I do get into a crisis. I've done it for years. I was good, and I'm still good at doing prevention plans. But the first thing was never a service. The first thing was, hey, who can I reach out in my community? Who am I going to reach out to? Well, Freddie, I don't have anybody. Well, let's find somebody. Let's find somebody so that when you are in crisis and you need to talk to somebody, you need to reach out to somebody, you have that. So why not NAMI? Why not NAMI? I've had Gloria call me plenty of time. Hey, Freddie, I need your assistance. I need your support. In a heartbeat. You got anytime. And anybody in this room too, if you know me, I'm a giver. I'm a giver first before I start taking. I will think of you first. I will give you this shirt. My Schmedium shirt off the back. I take a Schmedium, by the way. I will take my shirt off for you before I do for myself. And before I do end this awesome me story, this I am NAMI story, so I want to give thanks to the biggest supporter in my life, my wife Shannon. I promise not to get emotional. But the reason why I'm up here, and I'll end it here shortly, is the reason why I'm up here is, had it not been for me actually staying and loving what I do. I'm passionate. I'll tell you, I don't love what I do. I don't like what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. I will tell you that if it wasn't for the family history of mental illness that we have in our families, or in my family, I wouldn't be doing this. My uncle, God bless him, he passed away, opioid abuse, alcoholism. My grandfather fought in the war, came out. There wasn't services like this. There wasn't NAMI. There wasn't community resources. He ended up, using alcohol as his way to, to cope. And unfortunately, he took his own life in front of his son. So when people say, I have a recovery story, I always say this, and I'll end it with this, is I have a why I do what I do. So that when I try to relate, or I try to just associate myself with mental illness and why we do what we do, and that always is a segue for me to build that rapport. I can't say, hey, I can understand what you're going through. I can't be in your shoes, but I can tell you I can relate. I've had the heartache. I've had the tears. I'm not a very emotional guy, I shall tell you that. I really do keep things in, but I have what's called outlets. And when you get to know me down the road, you'll know that I have the best outlets in the world. I'm an overachiever. I do too much. But I'm going to tell you one thing, and I'm going to end it with this. I'm great at time management. Great at time management. I just don't understand it. And I still don't know how I find the time to do it. But again, a round of applause for everybody in here. I appreciate and respect everybody in here because you took the time to come here tonight, not only to listen to my story, but also to continue to listen to everybody else's. Thank you very much.